Hello and welcome to today's rant. I'm considered one of the most unluckiest people on earth. Now, I wouldn't say I'm very unlucky. I've got a good house. I'm still under my parents' money. Thank God we have some wealth to spend. Besides going to work and earning business. Because of my high-functioning autism, I cannot work in a normal working environment that are full of neurotypicals because of the heavy masking that would cause me to relapse in addiction. So that's off the charts for me. I can work where my specialty is recognized, appreciated, and understood, which is why I'm hoping to work in other places. There was one time I joined this organization for selling coffee. Very good coffee, a lot of good health products. It was a pyramid kind of scheme, and you know what? It was it was going to be very lucrative for all of us. I was at a mid-range level, not very high, not very low, but at the same time, I wasn't earning much because those below me were not really doing much. But finally, we were about to cash in on a woman who had a grocery store. And I said, oh my gosh, knowing her past, knowing her history, knowing the fact that lots of people go to a grocery store, we felt that this is really going to earn us a lot of money further upstream. Guess what? How lucky we are. How COVID and lockdown came the very next day. And her business went bankrupt, and she moved to another part of Sabah, and we never heard from her ever again. And after that, I myself resorted out not to do this kind of MLM, multi-level marketing scheme. So that's one area of great luck that I've had in my life. Another area of luck that I've had in my life is I propose to do podcasts here and there with a lot of notable people. For some reason or another, they don't seem to be getting back to me about it. So that's another area of great luck in my life. Maybe I'm impatient, maybe that's the case. I've got a lot of things to offer, but just nobody seems to understand or know how to, I wouldn't say exploit, but at least appreciate what I have on offer. So one of the biggest things that I have on offer right now, which I believe many of you are incapable of appreciating, would be my creative writing classes in Patreon and free classes in Buy Me a Coffee. I mean, how many times are you able to say that, You can support me with Buy Me a Coffee if you're interested in what I do, and how I like to talk about my self-pity in a great deal. If I can get money out of pity pot, why not, huh? Okay, so if that's the case, then of course support me there. But in addition to that, I feel like, if you want to learn English and improve your English, there are free lessons there now. Okay, I've put free lessons, not just tier membership. You can just join for free. I mean, not even need to join for free. You can just go to those lessons and learn what you need to learn and take it. Take whatever you want from there. And if you're interested, and if you really feel that you want to support me, then okay, you can support me with money. All right, so, there's that. Recently, I've just finished my first epic, and I realized that the best place to promote it is on Patreon, where I'm teaching my creative writing. It's right there. Right there's my 57,000 word book published for you to read firsthand. No agent has taken it up to put into the cinema yet. If you're an agent and you feel like there's potential, please contact me. Please, please, please. Okay? Give me some opportunity to live for. I've written it not under any other reason but just to let out my feelings and my emotions, to give them a place. Because when you're born with high-functioning autism, you're born with a kind of disability. The disability is not seen. It's an unseen disability. And that unseen disability is as important as any seen disability. My disability is that I just cannot get on with what life is supposed to be about. That's a disability, isn't it? It's not that I hate life, it's just that life and me are on separate tangents, okay? If life is a cassette tape, I'm a DVD, okay? And many people are in the life section and not in the neurodivergent section. And that's why I believe that being someone as a neurodivergent, I believe in supporting neurodivergencies, not by going out there and working along with people with neurodivergencies. I mean, if that's the case, I should just join those associations, and maybe learn something from them. Maybe that's what I need to do. I don't know. But whatever the case is, that's kind of counterpoint, because that's going into territory where I am actually not good at, going into the interpersonal territory. All right. If the problem is your interpersonality, then going into the interpersonal pool is actually contrary to your well-being. And if isolation is what really counts for what helps with your well-being, then you should be more isolated. Now, tell you the truth, I can definitely put my money on this. Many a times I've given this this advice to people with autism, especially at a time when I was helping someone with autism, and my client was having problems with society, and I said, okay, then stay away from society. Stay away from society. Have a couple of days a week where you're not being social at all, and where you just have time for yourself, and see how much that makes you more kindred to society eventually. In fact, isolation is kind of like feeding us oxygen, so that we can go out into that kryptonite planet of ours and mingle with people who are vampires, energy vampires. I believe that the whole world is full of energy vampirism. Everyone else that is not me, that does not think like me, is an energy vampire. And for my mind to be in their company requires for me to mask, or to the very least, to expose. And either way, I don't feel comfortable at all. So that is the problem in high-functioning autism. Okay, it's the mindset, the theory of mind just doesn't match with what is out there. And the more exposed that you become to that, the worse things are. But because of our theory of mind being so different, coming from a place that's spectacular, we become the inventors, we become the idealists, we become the people who innovate, who motivate. And if you look at my entire Authorin's epic, we become the people who inspire, who come up with alternative learning strategies and stratagems. I'm very, very proud of people who have actually succeeded when I have actually taught. Shout out goes to one of my ex-students out there who started off with 34% in English and got 84%. All in 100 hours or less. How am I able to do that? Because I create opportunities that other teachers don't even see. They ignore it. They see that doesn't matter. That's not important. That's a small thing. To me, it's a very big thing. Sitting arrangements, interpersonal communication, motivation, immersive time to pan out, time to just let go, meditation. I find all of those things very useful. And those are important tools for mental health. Why can't they be important tools that we put into our education system as well? So what's important is to give the best that we can to others. And today I'm feeling a bit in my self-pity pot. So that's why I'm here going around my pity pot. I hope you enjoy that pity pot because it's quite deep. Where I can cook curry, I can cook curry. Now, okay, it doesn't matter. What it is just I'm in my pity pot right now. And I see myself as being so different from others that I don't get this help. But am I doing anything about it? So that's another thing. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not doing anything about it. Or from the neurotypical sense, I'm a lazy man and I should get off my ass. Maybe that's what I need to do. But whatever it is right now, I'm in that little pity pot. And that comes about when I do some work and realize how much I've not done. But then again, the world is not a perfected world. Anyway, I'm going to do more and more of these rants, or more and more of these talks. Most importantly, I notice one thing is that wherever there's opportunities for others, there's no opportunity for me. But the thing is, it's not about opportunity for me or no opportunity for me. That's not the question. The question is, by not giving me an opportunity, are you depriving those who would benefit highly from if I were given the opportunity to succeed? So you see, it's not just a question of not giving me an opportunity. It's a question of giving others an opportunity too. And many people have had the best of opportunities. Regardless of me getting not much opportunity, other people have benefited from me having that opportunity. And because of that, they have succeeded. So you got to think twice about this. Maybe I don't deserve an opportunity, but by depriving me of an opportunity, what I do with that opportunity, because I value it when I get it, and I apply it to others, are you not depriving them from that opportunity and from how they might succeed because I was given the opportunity, just like I was in AMC College? You know, and just like how that student now succeeds now in English because of that opportunity. Do you think that would have happened under any other environment? Do you think that would have happened under any other way? Especially those cultural chauvinists who can only speak one language, and that's English. And there's no point, and there's no way in which they can communicate with the mother tongue so that they can help themselves. Whereas in me, I can do that. I can help you with your Malay speaking. I can really help you with your English. You can speak Bahasa Melayu with me, and eventually it will turn into an English conversation. Kita boleh buat macam itu kan? And just because I speak good English does not mean I don't speak good Malay. I've had A-level Malay. I did my A-levels up to Bahasa Melayu. So I can help Indonesians, Malaysians, Bruneians, Singaporeans, all yang tidak pandai cakap bahasa Inggeris boleh masuk ke dalam kelas saya. Kita boleh bertutur sama-sama, kan? See? So we can do that. I can translate into the Malaysian Malay. Malay language is important, and I know languages at an equal level. Why is nobody taking understanding about this? And one of the reasons why it doesn't get past me is because I do have a strict immigration system. I have a strict policy about scammers. People who come up to me want me to do translation but never pay me for it. That's another disadvantage I had last time. You know, I stayed up one whole night translating 50 pages into Malay from English. And you know what I got for that? Have you guessed it yet? $0. I was promised £3,000 and I was given £0. That's how much they valued my work. Sacrificing sleep, sacrificing a lot for that. Sacrificing relationship with my mom, who was dying from cancer at the time. She's passed on already. For that, I got $0. So yes, I may be in my pity pot, but there's a lot to it. And you cannot expect someone with high-functioning autism to be okay with this. So yes, I may have a disability, and one of my disabilities is my critical mind, my cynical mind, especially around things that people advertise that said is good for you, but actually it's not good for you at all. So I don't know. I don't know how to interpret the world. It seems like a safe place out there, but let me tell you, it's filled with sharks and orcas. Now, I don't want to leave with this negative note, but it's something that I'm learning a lot about. How difficult it is with this high-functioning autism to survive day in, day out. And I'm so glad and grateful for my art, whether it's writing or drawing or even this podcast as a form of art, or constructing language courses, even using artificial intelligence to reconstruct genealogical pictures. I did it all the way back to the 7th generation, you know. I've got all my ancestors lined up. 7 generations. 7 generations. Can you imagine that? In fact, to prove the point, I think I'm going to put that 7th generation on my mother's side as the picture for this one. What do you think of that? Anyway, out of my pity pot into real life, I am now going to advertise for you my Buy Me a Coffee. If you love my ranting, please pay me for it. Also, if you're interested in doing creative writing yourself, there's free lessons on my Patreon page. And there's also free lessons for my English now, which is on the tense wars, an allegory, which is a reading and grammar topic, on my Buy Me a Coffee page. Look at either page. Listen to my first chapter of The Authorins on Patreon for free. And if you want to join the program, which will be continuing starting next week or 2 weeks from now, join according to the tier that you can afford. There's tier 1 and 2, which are pretty much passive and very affordable. Then there's tier 3 and 4, which involves a lot more communication with me. And they're a lot higher. Please be smart about it, yeah? I've had a client pay for tier 4 for Patreon, and she has not committed to paying me since, nor has she even spoken to me from the first day she paid for it. So I don't even know whether she's human or not. So there you go. But if you don't want to talk to me, because I'm maybe not that approachable, I don't know, please sign up at a lower tier. Yeah, I'm partly Irish and Scottish. Maybe that's the reason why I do self-degradation here. I don't know. I'm not so sure. Nevertheless, I'd like to wish you all the best, and I wish God's blessing upon you all. And thank you for listening to my rant.